95.7 The Game. You better not be roasting me if I'm giving them all these intros.
Not. All right, this Monday we'll be bringing you our Warrior Summit. All the hosts, myself, Shasky, Steiny Goo, Willard and Dibbs, JD. Of course, he's the pre- and post-game show host when it comes to Warriors basketball here at 95.7 The Game. We'll be live from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. at Juan Vino in Walnut Creek. The address is 1501 North Broadway, Suite 138. That's 1501 North Broadway, Suite 138. The show is open to the public as we have an open discussion about all the questions and issues the Warriors have in the offseason. That is this Monday, May 22nd. 4 to 6 p.m. at Juan Vino in Walnut Creek. And if you do show up, you will have a chance to win an autographed Klay Thompson jersey. How about that? But you have to be there for a chance to win that jersey. Autographed Klay Thompson jersey. Logan Murdoch's going to join us at 9:20 from the Ringer. We love Logan here on the roast, of course, here at 95.7 The Game as well. And it's Steve Fifer, who covers the Milwaukee Bucks. That's right, he covers the Milwaukee Bucks. And we'll get into Giannis Antetokounmpo and what's going on there. Sparky Radio on Twitter. You can hear him on the Green and Growing Bucks podcast and the Curd and Long Packers podcast. Also on 1250 WSSP out in Milwaukee. So we'll get into Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Antetokounmpo.
Yes, sir. Antetokounmpo. Oh, we had a call on the line. We're going to take it, but he hung up as we talk a little about Klay Thompson. Shameless shout-outs coming up at 7:45 as well. Shameless shout-outs. Don't forget about that. 7:45. We haven't done it in a while. We'll shout you out.
I'm wearing my golf
You want to turn on your mic. Turn on your mic.
God.
There you go.
I'm wearing my golf gear today. God, I can't believe I did that. Are we going to get an opportunity to see you swing some golf clubs on Monday?
I think so. I'm going to the golf spot on Monday.
So do you own any golf clubs currently?
I don't own.
And you're left-handed into the golf swing?
Yeah. I don't own a pair of gloves. Clubs, excuse me.
So are you brand agnostic?
I don't know what brand I am. We're going to find out on Monday.
No, but like you're open to whatever brand, or do you want like the Jordan brand of golf clubs?
Why? What's the Jordan brand of golf clubs?
I don't know. It depends. Some people might say Titleist. Some people might say PXG.
What do you have?
Oh, I'm a Ping guy because they're born and raised in Redwood City.
Okay.
Yeah, my whole family grew up with Ping, so I played Ping irons.
How much is Ping? How much is a set of clubs?
Well, they're all expensive.
Like, how much is an average
anywhere
set of clubs?
from if you're going used, you can get them for a couple $100. If you're going to go, brand new, typically at retail, it's going to be anywhere from $1,200 to $2,000, $1,200 to $2,000.
Damn,
and that's just the irons now because it's expensive.
And then you got to pay a driver on its own.
Yeah, but like
the driver doesn't come with the full set of clubs.
No.
Why?
What do you mean? Why?
Why? If I'm buying a set of golf clubs, shouldn't all the clubs be in there?
Well, you can do that. You can go to Dick's and you can get one of those all-in-one, Tour Edge club sets. They're probably like $300. You get the box set, but like
for the whole. No, I'm talking about the entire set of clubs.
Yeah,
I need
you'll
driver,
get a 12 to 14
putter,
piece. Yes.
Yeah, 7
you
iron,
can get
a 5 iron.
Edge. Yeah, and honestly, it might be worth it for you to start there, but I could find you better clubs online on eBay if I was shopping for you. In fact, you know what I could do? No. I'll go to the PGA Tour Superstore or to Golf Mart. I'll go to both of those places, and we will go dumpster dive because they have all the used clubs. And we'll go there, and I will find you a set of plus ones.
I'm going to Golf Spot to do that.
Well, that's when you get fully fitted and you buy and you invest into a brand new set.
But
start
so a set
with
of clubs,
I would start used.
Set of clubs will cost about $3,000.
Well, if you're going all brand new. It might be more if you want to get, elite shafts and grips. And like you can make it as expensive as you want. You know what I mean? But like, honest to God, I mean this sincerely. I could find you a really good set of irons for a couple $100 online, or at PGA Tour Superstore, or at the Golf Mart because they have used ones.
I'm going to the Golf Spot. I'm gonna have them take care of me. Damn, you got to spend like $3,000, $2,000. I don't have that. It's vacation season. Damn.
Or you could just get sponsored by like, Puma. I could see you being a Cobra guy, right? Like Ricky Fowler, get the Puma hat and the Cobra sponsoring you. You're a big Greg Norman guy. And, just get somebody to sponsor you.
I'm not a Greg Norman guy.
What about you and Bryson?
Greg Norman's a horrible human being.
Yeah.
You know what? Now I don't feel sorry for him choking at the Masters in 1996. Now I actually laughing at him for some of the things he said in the past.
No, but honest to God, I could find you a sweet set of clubs expensive. For a couple $100.
How much does it cost to pay for a round?
Life is expensive.
How much is it for a round of golf?
Well, it depends where we're playing.
So if I'm playing at Hardy Park.
Oh, Harding Park? Well, if you have a residence car, which is what I have, and it's going to cost you like, $50 to walk in the late afternoon. That's not bad at all. For like 4 hours of fun.
Club?
What?
About the Cow Club.
Well, then you'd have to have someone get you in there. My boy Chuck Gartland could get you in there.
Yeah,
he's a member.
I know
Chuck, what up?
I know some people who.
Yeah.
I'm not going to drop
Cow
names.
Club's beautiful.
Yeah.
Honestly, that's
the one in Daly City, right?
It's South City. That's like you jumping right into surfing and going straight to the Mavericks. So you kind of want to like level up. I would start with Golden Gate Park, a little pitch and putt, 9-hole, maybe some Fleming in your future. I would start off at the Cliffs, the O Club, and then work your way up. Spadoni, he has no idea what kind of journey is ahead of him.
No, it's so fun, though, man. You're going to have so much fun. And Anna is quickly going to realize that when you say, I'm going to go out golfing, I'm gone for like 5 or 6 hours. See ya.
Yeah.
Peace.
That might not fly. I'm at the
it will.
Hey,
just got to work into it.
When it's a work day, I wake up like, begrudgingly. When it's a golf day, I can wake up at the exact same time, like 4:30.
Facts.
And you're like the Undertaker. Whoop! You jump up. Right, Joey? You're like,
I can wake up at 4 a.m. and if I'm driving down to Pebble for a 2-hour drive, I am elated. I am so happy.
I know some people who were playing at the Cow Club a couple days ago.
See, I know you, and you only like the finest of things, and I mean that with all love. I don't mean that hating.
That's a lie.
So I think you're going to be a Kaboom guy. You're going to be PXG.
No,
Kaboom!
That's a lie. That's a lie. That's a lie. No, I'm
Grip
very
it
low.
and rip it.
I'm very low maintenance. I'm very low maintenance, man. I grew up with nothing, man. 2 pair of shoes throughout the school year, man. I can make things
But I will be honest with you. The better the equipment and the better fit it is to you, the better you will play. And it's all about having slight advantages in the game of golf. So, you can get as expensive or as least expensive as you want. Putters. I mean, if you want one of these like expensive, specific putters, Scotty Cameron's run like $1,000 some of them.
If Giannis came out here to the Bay Area, and Giannis, you say, Giannis, I want you to play golf in the Bay. Where would you take him? Top 3 spots.
Well, top 3 for me?
Yeah.
Well, I can't get on the San Francisco Golf Club, so I'll put that to the side. I'll take him O Club, Cow Club, Lake Merced. Boom. All in a row.
All just in the city?
Well, no, they're all. We have like 6.
But you got to tell Giannis, hey, there's fighter teams in the Bay Area. It's just not about San Francisco.
Well, then we would go up to Meadow Club up in the North Bay.
I mean, you got to be. You can't just be San Francisco.
Well,
Giannis
there's other places.
He's going to want to go to the Greek
Fest
Blackhawk in Berkeley. He's going to want to go to Greek Fest in Oakland.
Well, you asked golf. I thought you were.
I mean, golf too, but there's golf. Yeah, golf. You got to take them all over.
Giannis can hang out with Steiny in the East Bay.
Exactly.
He knows his spots.
I don't know about that.
Hey, Giannis, we're gonna go to Tilden. It's $40 and you get a burrito for breakfast. All right, it's amazing. Actually, I love Tilden.
Giannis probably crushes burritos.
And then Lake Chabot. There's a par 6, and let me tell you about this par 6.
Isn't there a par 7 somewhere?
No, par 6. It's the only one in Northern California.
What's the guy? Who's the guy who did the? Who said he shot? What did he do?
Oh, that guy's a liar. The guy claims that he got a double eagle.
He called us.
Yeah, I know, and no one believes
eagle.
him. Every person, and I tried to call him out. I'm like, I'm not even. You know what? I don't. Great guy. Cap.
Would Giannis be able to hit a double eagle there?
I mean, I don't know.
I don't know. Let's ask Steve Fifer, our boy Steve. Find him at Sparky Radio on Twitter. Of course, you can find him on the Green and Growing Bucks podcast, the Curtin Long Packers podcast, 1250 WSSP, the Fan out in Milwaukee. We love Steve on the morning roast. Well, we love Steve talking about, well, not really the Packers. We won't go there. Life after Aaron Rodgers was probably a blessing in disguise for everybody up there. But Steve, good morning, man. Welcome back to the Bay Area here on the morning roast.
What are y'all doing, man? Trying to raise expectations for y'all to get Giannis. Come on, man. Watch the rest of that video. He goes on to say, no, can't do that. That's what the rest of that video looks like. But you all are just all over this, him laughing at it. And I knew when Chaz gave me a shot and said, hey, Spark, you want to come on tomorrow? I knew that's what this was going to be all about. Y'all are sad.
Well, what's sad? Well, we are sad.
Sparky.
Hey, we're sad right now because the season's over. We got some decisions to make with the Golden State Warriors. But what's also sad is that Milwaukee has no coach right now. And you have an owner coming in who doesn't know anything about running a sports team. We see the Cleveland Browns, and we see Jimmy Haslam and the way he runs that organization. So nobody's worried in Milwaukee about the future of Giannis Antetokounmpo, especially after losing in the first round to the number 8 seed Miami Heat, Steve? Come on.
Well, realistically, I think there was more concern before the last extension than there is before this extension. More than likely, just because I think he just proved the last time that he's probably going to be here. And remember, Kobe Bryant was one of his guys there towards the end, and Kobe was one team, one dream. That's kind of what it was. And forgot who I heard. It was somebody on CBS Sports Radio the other day, pointing out that these international players tend to stay. Dirk Nowitzki, stayed. They didn't really move teams, didn't go really anywhere. And now you look at Giannis, and Giannis stayed. Now Luka might be the outlier here for the Mavericks. Maybe that's where y'all should be focusing your attention. Is Luka? Maybe you can get Luka away from Kyrie Irving in Dallas. That would make some sense for y'all.
Well,
from Giannis's perspective, the Bud thing, he liked Budenholzer. He really did. But if you go back and listen or watch that post-game presser, he drove over him with a bus like 3 times. And that was pretty much the end of Mike Budenholzer once that happened. Now the question is, who do they hire? If they hire Doc Rivers, I quit. I'm done. I'm all done.
Wow.
I'll find. I'm not dealing with watching them choke in the playoffs every year with Doc.
Wow. So new ownership. Does that factor into this in any way whatsoever? Because, Jimmy Haslam is kind of notorious in the sports world.
Jimmy Haslam is awful. Awful. And no Bucks fan wanted Jimmy Haslam as part owner of the Bucks, clearly. And my big thing was, fine, Jimmy Haslam's going to be owner and they want his money. That's cool. Just don't let him be governor every 5 years like Mark Lazary was. Because you have dual owners in Milwaukee, unlike y'all in Golden State, every 5 years, the governor role changes. Now, what does that mean? That means for 5 years, say Wesley Edens right now for the next 5 years has final say on what they decide to do. Once that's done, Jimmy Haslam is going to get final say on what the Bucks do for the next 5 years. And then it goes back to Edens, and it rotates every 5 years. So thankfully, Haslam does not have final say right now. It's Edens. Now, once Haslam gets final say, all bets are off of how bad this thing's going to go. But as of right now, I'm fairly confident that they're not going to screw this up. But until we actually hear who the head coach is going to be, we'll have to wait and see.
We got Steve Fifer on the Morning Roast here on 95.7 The Game. You can hear about a Green and Growing Bucks podcast. Does it all with the Packers podcast, the Kurt and Long, 1250 WSSP, The Fan, out in Milwaukee. We love Steve here on the roast, and he's tapped in out there in Wisconsin. So looking at the Bucks situation, how can they improve around Giannis with the type of money they have tied into guys like Drew Holiday, Brook Lopez, of course. I believe he's going to be a free agent, but also Chris Middleton, who did not look right. Chris Middleton, I thought, was the X factor for you guys, and he just did not look the same since that knee injury he suffered over a season ago.
Yeah, he wasn't that guy necessarily, but the bigger problem in that series with Miami is obviously Eric Spoelstra is unbelievable, and all credit to him. Jimmy Butler was unbelievable again, but there was just no adjustments made by Bud as far as trying to do something against Jimmy Butler. They didn't run any doubles at him. They didn't have Giannis on him at any point, really, throughout that entire series. And then Giannis, takes the approach of, well, coach doesn't put me on him, then that's not my problem, which just infuriates me to no end. Because if you get the last 3 or 4 minutes of the game, at some point, if you really are all about winning at any cost, you go to your coach and go, dude, I got him. Like, Drew can go guard somebody else. I got him the last 4 minutes of the game. And you just don't see that out of Giannis. It's just whatever the coach wants, that's fine. And then he gets to the post-game presser and does that, which, whether he meant to do it or not, essentially threw Bud under the bus at the end of the day. Middleton, I think, will be better. Now, there's a lot of off-season decisions to make. You mentioned Brook Lopez as a free agent. Well, you also have Chris Middleton, who has a player option. So he could opt out and then go to free agency. I expect he will, because he'll probably want more money from the Bucks. What advantage does Middleton have? Him and Giannis are guys. So if you want to keep Giannis happy, you're probably going to have to give Middleton what he wants. Whether you want to or not, that's probably the situation, how that all plays out. And then there's Brook Lopez. If Brook Lopez leaves in free agency, there's nobody that's going to come in and do what Brook Lopez does. Brook Lopez, one of the best defensive centers in basketball, a great rim protector to help out Giannis. Behind Brook, they have nobody that can protect the rim as far as the big goes, and the ability to stretch out and shoot the 3 too. Brook Lopez could help a lot of guys. I know he's old, but he could be a difference maker in a lot of different situations. I think Sacramento comes to mind right off the bat. Yeah. They desperately need a rim protector in Sacramento. But from that perspective, that's a lot of money, which now means you're in the repeater tax. And you lose a whole bunch of stuff, right? You lose mid-level, you lose all this stuff that goes along with paying the repeater tax. Does this organization and Jimmy Haslam want to go into the repeater tax? Or are they going to kind of hit the stop button or pause button for a little while and try and rebuild this thing around Giannis? That problem becomes Giannis was eligible for an extension at the end of this summer. So he's got 2 years left on his deal. Will he sign it? Nope. Don't see it happening.
Wow.
I see Giannis playing this all the way out till the end, because you know how it works with all of these deals, right? Any type of revenue or new TV deal, a new digital deal, and more money becomes available, all these contracts rise. You wait to the very end, so you have to sign and get as much as you can. I expect Giannis to do the same thing.
All right, so Sparky, let's summarize here. Percentage chance Giannis demands out of Milwaukee this summer?
0.
What about next year?
No chance.
What about next year if things, we don't have to say what they are, but stuff goes awry? Is that in his nature to demand a location? I mean, you've been following this guy every step of the way, every dribble for his entirety of his career. Is that even in his DNA?
No. I don't think he'll ever demand out. He may, at some point, lead in free agency. I think that could happen. I don't think he'll ever publicly demand a trade, put the Bucks in that situation, and have the fan base turn on him.
Gotcha.
One thing that if you look at Giannis, remember that whole, I'm sure you do, it just happened, that whole failure line that he said, nothing, it's not failure, it's taking baby steps.
Yeah.
I hated that line. I hated it because what it is, and he's been doing it the last couple of years, and I admire it because a lot of guys don't think like this. He thinks like a dad now, and he talks like a dad now. Because as he pointed out, I think it was in an interview with Eric Name of The Athletic possibly, he doesn't want his kids to go back and find quotes from him that he'll regret saying, or situations that he does in life that he'll have to explain later and be ashamed of or whatever. He wants his kids to be proud of him and whatever they go back and look at. So that whole failure thing was kind of like you talking to your 8-year-old after he just lost a baseball game or after she lost a softball game. That's kind of what that was. That wasn't, in my mind, that wasn't like how a pro and a team that has championship aspirations, that's how you talk after you lose to the damn 8th seed in the Miami Heat. Like, that doesn't make any sense to me whatsoever, but that's how he is. So knowing that, he's not going to go out there and make a big spectacle of trying to demand a trade and get out. Could he leave at some point? I guess it's possible. Anything's possible. But if we get to that point, it'll be just walking away in free agency, and then, they try and figure out a sign and trade or something to try and get some value back. You'll help out the organization if you can, and go from there. But this coaching hire is a big hire.
It is.
And Giannis will have a say in it, and Chris Middleton's going to have a say in it, and Drew Holiday probably is going to have a say in it. All three of those guys will probably have some say, and you just hope you get it right and don't screw it all up.
And look, we have our binoculars out, looking from afar at what's going on in Milwaukee. Yeah. Trust me on that one.
There's two guys I want, Giannis and Corbin Burns.
Well, Corbin Burns is more likely to get traded this summer than Giannis is. I'll tell you. Yeah, that's a lot more likely to happen.
All right.
I have a question for you all before y'all get
I have an answer.
Would Draymond Green still be in the NBA if he wasn't drafted by Golden State?
Oh,
why do you say that? I want your outside perspective on that.
Wow.
How do you view Draymond and Klay Thompson? Because there's a lot of talk about both of them.
I like where this is going.
Give me your opinions on both those guys currently.
Draymond Green is a really good role player for the system that he's in, and he gets paid a lot of money to be a really good role player. But Draymond Green could never go, and he's shown this when you guys have had injuries, he can never go lead a team. He can never go be that scorer, be that guy. If Draymond Green is who Draymond Green is in Detroit, Draymond Green's not getting as much money as Draymond Green got. Ooh. Draymond Green is that guy in some other situation and doesn't get drafted by Golden State. I'm telling y'all, I don't think the man's in the league. I really don't.
Well, what about
out of the league by this point?
Wow. How do you feel about Klay Thompson right now? Because we're talking about Klay Thompson here. He's got 1 year left, $43 million, and a lot of fans are out on Klay Thompson. I'm not out on Klay Thompson. I still think you need his space. I think you need his shooting. I know he had an atrocious series against the Lakers. I think there's value there. How do you view Klay Thompson?
Look, I think Klay Thompson is good. Do I personally like Klay Thompson as a fan? No. He's a little too cocky and arrogant for my liking. But he's still a good player. He can be streaky, I guess, a little bit at times, and you saw that in the playoffs where he goes cold. But when he catches fire, he can carry you. I think the biggest question is, like I said with Middleton and Giannis, is what's that relationship like with Curry and Klay? And is it still about making Steph happy at this point of Steph's career as it's winding down for Steph? Because if it's still about making Steph happy, and he wants Klay, then you have to keep Klay regardless of what any fan thinks.
Yeah.
If Steph is like, hey, I'm okay kind of restocking the cupboard and redoing things around me, and I wouldn't mind playing with Damian Lillard next to me and me and Lillard being in the backcourt, then okay. Then you go that route. But Curry, I think, has to have a big say if you're going to move on from Klay Thompson. He has to be comfortable with it, and he can't be mad about it, because if you get yourself in that situation, you could ruin everything.
Yeah, well, they are playing in the match together against Mahomes and Kelsey, so that's something interesting there. Looks like Klay and Curry will be buddy-buddy this summer. As for Draymond Green, we shall see. Sparky, man, we didn't even get into the Packers.
Liquid,
we'll do it soon.
Hot magma.
Yeah, no doubt. Jordan Love season. We'll save the takes on Jordan Love. But hey, enjoy life without Aaron Rodgers for once, man.
Seriously.
I know you feel good about that.
I'm rooting for Jordan Love.
Hey, man, this is what I feel good about. Jordan Love is going to be a heck of a lot better than Trey Lance.
I knew that was coming.
Oh, here we go.
Bye-bye,
Steve. Let us hang up the phone. Bye-bye, Steve. Have a good week.
Love you, buddy.
See you guys. Love you. Bye.
All right, Sparky.